Kopanga wunudushu. I've sold you just for a piece of cassava. I come from Northern Uganda, one of the poorest regions in the country that did not adore girl child education. I grew up from a humble, polygamous family with 16 siblings, and I am the second born. When I was 17, doing my secondary education, I conceived my first child. And it was against the norms of my culture. Because of Daddy's love for education, he gave me a second chance to be in school. I joined high school with lots of expectations. It was unfortunate that my expectations were not realized. I noticed in the 2 years that the whole aim of teaching was to make us pass our final national examination. And therefore, we engaged into cram work. The lessons were more theoretical than practical, that I got bored because of the redundancy. There again, I got my second child. This hit me hard. It was then that I began to dream of a school and a community that would be different, that would respond to someone's needs like mine, and that I would provide quality education that is more practical, innovative, creative, where the idea of enterprising would be encouraged and valued. I decided that I would join the teaching profession so that I would practice the great model of teaching that I dreamed of. I excelled. I was the first girl to go to the university since the establishment of my secondary girls' school in 1950s. I joined Makerere University in Kampala with my 2-week-old baby. Without any previous experience of life in the big city, I had to balance studies and earn a living. It was hard. I sold oranges and ginger, and I looked for a part-time housemaid job to make ends meet. To make it worse, I even realized that even at the university, the education system wasn't favoring me at all. This and many other experiences never killed my dream. Instead, they made me stronger. When I was being awarded my bachelor's degree in education in 1995, there again, the third child came up. It sounds funny. At every level of my education, whenever I would be graduating, I would graduate not only with a certificate, but a baby accompanied each of them. I refused to remain in the city like other graduates. After registering with Ministry of Education, I was posted to teach at Komboni College in my home district. That was fantastic. And there, I still had the dream so strong to build my own school. But nobody understood me. They didn't believe in me. I then got back to my dad and asked him for the piece of land he promised me, that if I'd continued with my education, he would give it to me. There, I started with a garden of cassava. I planted, sold it. The savings from cassava, I used it for making 25 wheelbarrows that I hired out to people at the bus park who used it for pushing people's luggage. I didn't stop there. You see, when you have the zeal, you want to make things work, I again joined the village women who were selling foodstuff to the neighboring institution, the students at the neighboring institution. I didn't mind of my degree. My good service in that institution made the management of that school to give me a ramshackle building that I renovated it and turned it into a canteen using the savings from the wheelbarrow. The progress is going. The work was so overwhelming for me that it was hard to balance studies, the lessons that I had, the 16 lessons, caring for my children, and also the business. I would sleep for not more than 4 hours. But the profits from the canteen enabled me to begin the construction of the school. Because of my tight budget, I had to make bricks by hand myself for the first classroom block. Everybody said, if the rich and the most intelligent fail to build schools, who was I to do that? They asked my dad to take me to a psychiatric hospital to check if I was not running mad. But my progress in the construction attracted attention. That again, the issue of land ownership cropped up. In the history of Lango culture, a girl had never owned land that belongs to the family. The elders of the clan blamed my dad. My brother swore to spill blood, but Daddy defended me. In the year 2000, I began Lira Integrated School with 3 sections, nursery, primary, and secondary at once. I was crazy. I made myself the head teacher of all the 3 schools, in addition to other duties that I had. I performed. Because of the quality education that I provided, the numbers shot up, that the facilities we had were not enough. It was then that DFCU Bank had to intervene by giving us loans. In a while, they noticed that I lacked business skills. And then, straight away, they recommended me for training with Empretec Center in Uganda called Enterprise Uganda. Enterprise is a part of, Empretec is a part of UNCTAD, the United Nations Conference on Trade and Development that is based here in Geneva. They promote the creation of small and medium-sized businesses, and I'm glad that I am one of the beneficiaries. I was trained in business and financial management that changed the face of my business. It put me in order. I regret, I wish I had got this training before I started my business. And the training in the entrepreneurship helped me solidify my ideas of what a practical and inspiring education would be, incorporating hands-on experiences that would be useful to life out of school. At Lira Integrated Schools, we are not geared at only passing examinations or attaining degrees. Our mission is to enable students discover who they are and what they want to be in future by making learning more practical in both formal and informal subjects. We introduce entrepreneurship in all subjects, from arts to sciences, and also we have entrepreneurship taught right from nursery level to secondary. All the theories that are taught are backed up, enforced with practical lessons that are more innovative, creative, research-oriented, and enterprising using the available resources. This kind of education have made our students job creators than job seekers. For example, we teach agriculture. Agriculture being the backbone of our country, with the number of projects that we have in agriculture, it helps in skill acquisition, in entrepreneurship, and everything. So our students with that, because we have we practice a number of projects, we do multiple agricultural projects. So we have plantation of banana, oranges, avocado. We also have the plantation of the coffee. We practice aquaculture, and we have a hatchery and also over 16 fish ponds. We do apiary, and we have 70 beehives. We also do tree planting, poultry, piggery, and we have a multi-purpose feed mill that produces animal and fish feed meal. Our students are practically involved in all these projects, that they apply the concepts that they learn in mathematics, science, and entrepreneurship, right from production to marketing. For instance, the agricultural project, one of the agricultural projects, that is the fish farm, we use it to help all the levels, or at all levels of the school, to benefit in the practical skills. Nursery section, when they're teaching about foods and nutrition, the teachers take these nursery kids to the farm, and then they play with the fish. In the process, they are being told how, where, what they do with it. While at primary level, they use this project also to help them understand how fish is fed, that is in science subject, the preservation of fish, the marketing of fish. So with a learning which is child-centered, the children are able to pick interest and enjoy the lesson. While at secondary, it is more of a more advanced kind of learning, which is research-oriented. For instance, when they're being taught in biology about the breeding of fish, the students are taken right down to the fish farm in the hatchery. With hands-on, they learn how to breed fish and nurture them. This kind of education has been very beneficial to our formerly abducted children by the LRA. Many schools rejected these children, but we took on them, and aware that they lost their parents and they're the ones heading their families. I appreciate that the quality of education and the kind of education given to them have enabled these children to support their siblings. They formed an association, and then they started their fish project. As I talk, the income from the fish project enables them to support their siblings and themselves when they're going back to school with personal effects. The challenge in the education system in Uganda needs to be addressed. And not only Uganda, even the neighboring countries. Right from the development, the curriculum development, to the teaching methods, we need to handle it so that we combat poverty together. My dream is to establish a practical educational center that has workshops, projects, laboratories that will enhance the teaching of all subjects, and more especially for our girls, who so often become mothers at a very early age in our region, and they drop out of school forever. It will give them an opportunity to explore the talents and then the passion they have, and therefore it will make them be great entrepreneurs who are going to impact the world. I know men are here to make us work together. We have to have the boys and the girls working side by side, to make the great future happen. And the part of that is got from the self-reliance and the creativity that we nurture in these children as entrepreneurs. Thank you so much.